How does that make you feel?
Why would she tell her daughter that? I also want you all to hear that in the background of that clip, while she's pushing around Eve like that, Kevin is there. Kevin is literally there as that is being recorded. See, a lot of you have been watching the video that I did where I was reacting to some of the deleted 8 passengers videos, and I have a part 2 of that for you all here because I managed to find some more, and we're going to be watching them and reacting to them in this video. If you haven't seen my first one, I will link it down below for you all. It's surprising there are so many of these still left on the internet. I feel like they tried to wipe them clean, but a lot of people saved these videos. Every time I see more clips of these kids being treated this way, I can't believe there was this much online. There was more than even what I knew. When I had first heard about 8 passengers, it was obviously before Rubyfranke was arrested, because if you are a YouTuber or spend a lot of time online, people were making content about the disturbing behavior of this family before any of this happened. But some of the videos that I was able to find that I'm going to be reacting to in this video, I hadn't seen anybody react to yet. Not saying they didn't, I just haven't seen it. So let's go ahead and watch some of these clips together because they are disturbing. We're gonna go ahead and watch one of these videos right here before we get into the deleted 8 passenger videos, because I had just recently seen this one, and this is the first time that I've heard that the siblings were actually kept in separate rooms. Even though they were in the same house, they hadn't seen each other for over a month.
So I began asking R, hey, do you have a little brother? He said no. I have a younger sister there, 9-year-old, and he said she had a shaved head and she had brown hair. I said, when's the last time you saw her? And he said it's been over a month.
They were in the same home and they didn't see each other for a month.
Yeah, at that moment we kind of connected the dots that was who Sergeant Hilbert was sitting with in the closet.
It's okay if I just sit here with you. We don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Did she say anything about her being afraid of you?
Yeah, she just kept asking, where's Jody at? Would Jody be okay if they came in? She was concerned what Jody would think.
Did she mention her mom at all?
No, she did not.
I get if you're scared. I would be too. You're in no way in any trouble. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to make sure you're okay.
For over 2 hours, Tobler has been sitting with E, trying to make her more comfortable with his presence. Yet E remains motionless and afraid. But one suggestion gets her attention.
I says, I bet you like pizza. She nodded her head.
She ate the whole thing, so they ordered another one.
That is wild to me that they were even separated. It gets darker and darker and darker. And, you know, I've even seen the journals at this point of Ruby, and they are messed up. Let's go ahead and watch some of these deleted 8 passenger clips that you may have not seen.
Push you?
No.
I kick you?
No.
What if you're in my way and I want to kick you? What happens?
Well, did you know somebody was in my way in mine, and then they kicked me and stomped?
Well, did you know that? What if I took my hand and I hit you like that? Would that be crossing the boundary? Yeah.
Is that okay to do?
Is that okay?
Kevin's there.
But what if I really am in a hurry and I just don't like you being there? I have a really, really good reason for just getting in your boundary.
You can't do that. Well, if you do that, that's mean.
I'm not even gonna let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done. And my kids are literally starving. I hesitate to say this because it's gonna sound like I'm like a mean barbarian.
Give you some breakfast.
You don't need food.
Oh,
Everything that comes into this house belongs to who?
no.
Belongs to me. Well, we have 6 children. The 2 youngest are showing long patterns of selfishness. Their unwillingness to repent.
I obviously had to blur that first clip, but that first clip, I won't say her name even though I have in my past videos, but that first clip is of E. And I mean, she has the darkest rings under her eye in that clip. I will link the sources to these clips down below if you want to see them uncensored, but I'm censoring it in this video. And I mean, she's literally hitting her kid in that clip that she posted to her YouTube channel. This woman is sick. I also want you all to hear that in the background of that clip, while she's pushing around Eve like that, Kevin is there. Kevin is literally there as that is being recorded. Okay, and you all know how I feel about him.
Oh, ring.
We are going to a movie, so go get on your shoes.
What What is it? What?
Does it even matter? If someone asked me if I wanted to go to a movie, I wouldn't ask, what is it? Run and get your shoes or you're gonna not go. Hurry! Everyone run! Hey, this is Ruby. I was wondering, is Brooke available to babysit?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. What a good idea for spring break.
So fake.
I'm really sorry.
Well, good. I will call her again. Tell her I will call her again.
What is she even apologizing for?
Uh-huh. Bye.
Okay.
Babysitter's not available. I am not taking Eve, unless you come and give me a huge apology. You can
For
give
what?
Me a hug and you can say you're sorry.
For what?
No, again, where I can pay attention. It was not very thankful of you. I was excited and I told you to go get on your shoes and your jacket to see a movie. And you should say, okay, and be grateful. Instead of, well, what movie? Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. That's not very grateful, and I'm not going to take a girl who's not grateful.
It's a normal question for a child to ask.
Okay, give me a big hug. Go get a jacket. It'll be a little chilly.
Thanks for inviting me to the movie.
Oh, I'm glad you had a change of...
So in this clip, Ruby's trying to film E while she is being told she's going to go to the movies. And Ruby gets mad at her because she doesn't react the way that she wants her to. Probably mad because she didn't give her some good clip for her to use in her vlog. And, you know, you can see E being all apologetic and she feels really bad. And it's like, they got in trouble for everything. The little girl couldn't even ask, what movie are we going to go see? She just had to just blindly act excited and react the way her mom wanted her to react. And then also, she says that she already told her that she's sorry, but Ruby's like, no, you need to apologize to me now on camera. Because you know that's why she wanted a second one, because she wanted clips for her YouTube channel.
Did you ruin your bag? Oh, did you ruin your bag?
What kind of stain is it?
All right, Julie. The camera's rolling, so I can't get that mad. It helps keep me under control. You ready?
What kind of liquid is it?
Liquid?
Is it liquid?
Did you spill a nail polish in there? A lipstick?
Did you
A marker bled?
a juice? Milk?
Peanut butter?
Water?
Mascara? Hairspray? Did you urine in it?
I don't
Ew.
know what that means.
Well, Russell does.
Please tell me what
Okay.
it is. I don't want to get mad.
Oh, of
She's
course,
terrified.
honey. I promise. I absolutely think this is more darling than you. Oh, honey, don't cry. Oh, maybe you're crying not because you really think I'm gonna get mad at you, but maybe it's just because you're so upset your pretty little handbag is ruined. Is that it?
You can show up. Can you show up for me? Tell it to me.
No! Oh! This is worse than I thought. Was this yours? Or was this Eve's? This was yours. Oh. Oh, dear. Penny, I'm not mad at you. I feel bad for you. It's okay.
Well, that was cool. Something like this. It's okay. We can buy you a new backpack. That looks like just like that.
That little girl was so terrified in those clips that she was going to get in so much trouble. And Ruby's even like, you know, I'm being recorded right now, so I can't get that mad, because she even knew that she was going to have a really bad reaction. Like, for those kids to be that terrified that they made a mess of how their mom was going to react, you can only imagine the things that they saw that we never did in these videos. I mean, kids make mistakes, kids spill things, it happens. But these kids were made to be terrified that if they did something like that they were going to get in really bad trouble for it.
My babies have been dropped off the bed, rolled off the couch, and it's while we're actually holding her. It's not like we leave her and that happens, like real life. You gotta earn your keep. You don't get breakfast if you don't massage my back.
You're so mean.
Okay. Get up there and scratch. 12-year-olds. I guess you don't get food today.
She's making Russell massage her back and saying he's not going to get any food. Like, the amount of clips we've seen of her where she's threatening food against them is just, like, she had an issue with food. And, you know, we see these clips now where her and Kevin are trying to paint it as if Jody brainwashed her. She was like this before. Like, she's forcing him to massage her. No child should have to massage their parent. Okay, go pay for a massage therapist or go get a massage from your husband.
Sundays after church, when we all just clean through the leftovers, it's like the highlight of my week. I love it so much.
It is. Mom doesn't get mad at us for eating anything.
Her daughter popped in at the end and said it really is because she doesn't get mad at us for eating on Sundays because it's leftover Sundays when she allows all of them to go in and eat all of the leftovers and get rid of all the food. That is just such a disturbing thing to me that she would get mad at them for eating.
I have 4 walls in the bathroom. That gives privacy. When my child begins using those 4 walls to do things that are deceptive, they lose the privilege of privacy. Why? Because they're not concerned about privacy. That is the last thing they're concerned about. They're just trying to hold that word over your head. They're trying to hold you hostage, saying, you need to give me privacy. You need to honor my boundaries. You need to honor my feelings. You don't care about me. What else? You're invading my space. Those are my personal feelings. No. In this home, you don't get personal space because this is my space because I'm the parent. If you want your own personal space, you'll need to get your own space. This is mine. And as long as you're living in my home, it is my job to know everything about you. You don't get to sneak. You don't get to hide. You don't get to have secrets. Not in my house. Do you see how loving that is? A great rule of thumb that in my house, there is no such thing as privacy. You're expected to be humble about it and not carry a chip on your shoulder about it. That's your responsibility. Your daughter is not losing control over her eating habits. Your daughter is choosing to be deceitful around her eating choices. And you're choosing to make this about the eating. I have news for you. This daughter does not have an eating problem. This daughter has an identity problem. She just knows she's getting a hit by not eating, and she's getting a hit by lying about it. And you are so easily fooled that you go along with it. So what you need to do is get big and say, no, I know exactly what's going on here. I will not be lied to. And then her world needs to get really, really
She loves to sound like she's so smart in these clips, but she just sounds like a crazy person. And you know what is terrifying to me? There are parents that were taking this advice and listening to this and applying this to their households and their families and their children. And there are children that's parents were learning from people like Jody and Ruby. They were learning on how to treat their children from people like them. And, you know, her talking about how her kids and stuff didn't have privacy in her home. You don't have children and then treat them like they're not a human being. Like, everyone deserves the right to privacy. Everyone deserves that. This is another one that I just found so disturbing. Listen to this clip.
My daughter was saying her prayers. She was 6 years old at the time. And she was saying her prayers, and she said the cutest thing. I thought it was so cute. And I started laughing. She said, "Dear Heavenly Father, please help me to survive." And I thought it was so cute, and it just took me off guard, and I kind of giggled a little. That was an experience for her, and she melted. She was angry, and she started crying.
That is not a normal thing for a child to say. Children should not be having to think about their survival.
Abby's looking at me funny. Come here. Do you think it's funny that I'm just sitting here staring at the camera?
Did you hear about Chad's friend's dad?
Mm-hmm. His parents got divorced a month ago. So that's hard enough to digest.
But on Easter Sunday, his dad committed suicide. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means that he killed himself.
Why would you tell her that?
Yeah. It's very sad.
And I feel really bad for this boy. I want to do something, but I don't know what. How does that make you feel?
Why would she tell her daughter that? And then like put that on her, that I don't know what to do, and to make your child feel like that is such a terrible thing to not only film, but to then post on the internet. The fact that you even said it to her to begin with, like she just told that child about something horrific that happens in this world that children should not know about. Children should not know that people do that. That is terrible.
I have a pretty controversial experience that when I share it, people are kind of like, what? But we had a child who was showing up dishonest, irresponsible, not humble in the home, dishonest, irresponsible, not humble at school, dishonest, irresponsible, not humble at peers' homes. But there was one place he always showed up, and that was at his sport of choice, football. And he did exactly what the coaches said. If the coaches told him to do something, he'd do it, and he'd do it extra. If he saw teammates who were upset, he would rally them. He was on time to practice. He stayed and helped clean up. I mean, the coaches loved him. The teammates loved him. He showed up and performed exactly as expected at the games. And I remember the day when I had a shift in perspective. It was like, because that's the only place he's showing up responsible, that's the one thing that he needs to get rid of. We need to get rid of it because he's being compartmentalized and he's manipulating, because obviously he knows how to show up responsible because he's showing up responsible. He just doesn't want to show up responsible at home. He doesn't want to show up responsible at school. He's not willing to be honest, responsible, and humble for his thoughts, his feelings, and his choices everywhere else. He's just doing what he wants. And he just happened to want to be above and beyond at football. Why? Because that's where he was getting his worth.
Yep.
And so when we took away football, we took away his worth. That's what it felt like to him. Mom and Dad, you're taking my worth away. Who am I without football? Well, son, that's exactly why we're taking it away. I know of a girl who just read and read and read books. She stayed in a room all day and read books, and the mom went in and took her books away. I mean, what mom goes in and takes books away from their kids because they read? Well, because she was hiding in the books.
Mm-hmm.
So would you be willing to share the result of you taking away football?
Well, yeah, I'll do that. That was 2 years ago. As much as that was a kick in the pants to him, it felt like getting run over by a dump truck to me. Here's how that turned out, Laura. It did not take long for our son to suddenly recognize, oh my gosh, I was placing way too much meaning on this. And once he removed himself from that world, he saw just how distorted, how toxic, how immoral it was.
Well, yeah, I had been saying for 4 years how toxic the football team was, the things that went on in the locker room, the jokes, the activities, and I was so angry. And I've been vocal about why are the coaches turning a blind eye? And some of these coaches are leaders in our local church groups.
And they're dropping F-bombs all over the field.
And I told Chad, I said, you're going to be grateful that you've been removed from this environment. One of these days, you're going to be grateful.
So he is passionate about something, and he is doing something that is good for him, that is healthy for him, that's going to help him in his future probably get scholarships, to help him go to a good school. Like, normal parents would hear something like this and be like, I'm glad that even though my child, struggles with showing up to these things, that they have something that they love, that they can be passionate about and excel in. And they took him out of that and punished him for enjoying that. These are just terrible, terrible parents. Even before everything happened with the children at Jody's house. Before that, they were terrible parents.
Sundays after church, when we all just clean through the leftovers, it's like the highlight of my week. I love it so much.
It is. Mom doesn't get mad at us for eating anything.
That and the kids just open up. Like, everyone's pretty relaxed.
Okay, so that was a longer clip of the one that I showed earlier. It's like your kids open up and they're relaxed because they're getting food, which is a human necessity that you deprive them of all the time and make them feel like there's something wrong with them for being hungry and for wanting to eat. All of these kids are probably going to have food issues for the rest of their lives that they have to work through because of this disgusting human being. And I just want to say, huge shout out to all of those channels that were creating content about 8 passengers and compiling these videos to expose them before it was out what they had actually done, because they were doing some serious work and bringing awareness to what was happening to these children before most people even knew. You know, what's so sad is that it scares me, as I was saying before, that there are people that learned how to parent their children from Ruby. And I hope that there's some way, and I know they won't do anything about it, but if there was some way for them to be able to look back and find who took lessons from Jody and Ruby, and go check on all of those children, because it scares me. I feel like this goes deeper. I feel like there's more kids that could be being affected by their teachings, even though they're no longer out. I don't think Connections is over. There were more people involved in it. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know, and I will do more videos, because there are unfortunately more disturbing 8 passengers clips out there. I also just did a video reacting to Kevin Franke's police interviews, which are so disturbing. It talks about Jody's possessions and horrible things that she did, and it gets really, really weird. So if you guys want to go listen to that, I'll have it linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you soon for another one.